Hood facts.
Name the group of fools that will holler we the least protected. Right after they give the wolves the keys to the gates, after another 4 years of doing the same. Good luck, fool. And remember you voted for it.
Trumpers, and I don't mean black Republicans, because that's one thing to be a Republican, it's another thing to be a Trumper. To the black Trumpers, how does it feel to know that the Republican Party doesn't even look at you as a citizen? Freed or enslaved, baby. Them people said, we don't need y'all vote. Y'all ain't no citizens. We, the white people, go handle this ourselves. Like, how does that make y'all feel? Like, y'all was out here literally cooning for free. Like, how does it feel? Y'all didn't even get no ducats from cooning, baby. Y'all just was out here being a coon for free. Oh,
kind of like
how does that feel? Like, I don't ever want to know what that type of black person
how much
feel like.
Y'all hate that.
Like, what does it feel like to be a coon? I don't even care. Y'all going to hell. It is so funny to me. Like, y'all was doing all of this for free. Y'all was out here cooning for free. And now that people said, we don't need, you're black. We don't need you. You thought we needed you? Go over there and tap dance with them Democrats, baby, because we don't want you over here.
Shut up, bitch.
Gang violence at an apartment complex in Aurora. The video shows men entering an apartment building with several weapons and then busting down a door.
And all of this taking place at the apartments, which had become a crime hotspot in that city.
The video shows a group of men walking up a stairwell at the Edge Lowry apartment complex in Aurora. All of them appear to be carrying rifles and handguns. Another video clip shows men forcing a door open. But what or who they were searching for, not clear. The video was shot in the building where Cindy and Edward Romero lived until today. They loaded up their stuff and moved out.
It's been a nightmare and I can't wait to get out of here.
The couple's car and many others here were riddled with bullets after a shootout at the complex earlier this month. The Romeros say the trouble started when a large number of migrants began moving in. They had not been able to move out for different reasons.
We couldn't get any. We tried reaching out to the resources, but...
So you guys keeping up with what's going on in Denver, Aurora, Colorado? I have friends there, actually, that are leaving. They hightailed it out of there. They're not taking the chance to see if it gets better. It only took 2 apartment complexes and 3 gun stores getting robbed and jewelry stores by these Venezuelan gangs who have now paired up with MS-13. And they're gone. They're not waiting around. The cops couldn't do anything. The FBI couldn't do anything. Homeland Security didn't do anything. You know, one of the complexes was taken back and condemned because it's inhabitable. And the people, the Venezuelan gang, was collecting money, the rent money, for the landlord, but not giving it to him. And there was nothing he could do about it. They just took over. Those are your sanctuary cities that you love so much. And you're mad at us, patriots, who are like, close the damn border. You know, they did rob 3 gun stores. And a couple jewelry stores. And now the new thing is they're dressed up like Amazon workers, and they're doing home invasions.
No!
So guys, be very careful, because the closer we get to this election, if you're expecting an Amazon delivery, just leave it outside for a little bit. And if you have to open the door, really check your surroundings, because they're bum rushing the doors. Just be very, 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 very careful. Dangerous times, guys. It's bad.
Now, a word from the backbone of the Democrat Party.
In fact, one of the reasons why I support Kamala Harris is because I know about the things that she was doing while she was in the Senate and, before she became president. I know about bills that she co-sponsored, bills that she signed, or that she helped write. The George Floyd Justice and Policing Act,
That's right.
when it included ending qualified immunity,
That's right.
which means that you could go after an officer directly. Like, these are things that she's been involved in, supporting the study for I don't know why people keep saying that the woman is not for reparations. I have heard her say over and over again.
She said it here on Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Verbatim.
She said she supports it. The
Then
thing is,
implement
there
it
are
now.
many different people out here that see reparations differently, right? There are people.
Certainly.
You got the ADOS folks,
sure.
which is the American descendants of slaves. They have their concept of the fact that reparations should only be going to people who are American citizens. Then you have people who come from a more of a mindset of the diaspora, which includes people from all over the world globally who are black or African receiving reparations. I fall in that category because this is how I was raised. Dr. Benjamin Johaka and others who taught us about reparations from a global perspective, that we must see Africans around the world as part of, our liberation. And so there are different people who have different concepts. And in her mind, she said, something about like checks. She didn't think that you could just give people cash and let that be the end. There has to be a study that you can. Some people feel that's all it should be. So there's what you call a meeting of the minds. Sure. But just because I might be in the ADOS pot or this or that doesn't mean I don't support reparations. How we do it,
What it looks like,
is what we do.
All right. Let's see what Kamala supports.
In the meantime, illegal immigrants in California now one step closer to receiving state funds that they could use for a down payment on a home. Senior national correspondent William LaJeunesse reports. Hi, William.
Well, Martha, the bill just passed the state Senate. It now goes back to the Assembly, where Democrats have a supermajority, and aides tell me it is likely to pass. The bill makes illegal migrants eligible for $150,000 to buy a new home. Lawmakers created the program so citizens and legal residents could afford to live here. But last week, Democrats changed the law to say this: an applicant who meets requirements for the loan assistance program shall not be disqualified solely based on the applicant's immigration status.
The social and economic benefits of homeownership should be accessible to everyone, regardless of immigration status.
So the program provides first-time buyers with a zero-interest loan up to 20% of the home's purchase price. So that's up to $150,000 cash up front for a down payment and closing costs. This year, this $255 million program sold out in 11 hours, requiring a lottery. 18,000 applied, 2,000 got loans. And when a home sells, the state is repaid with a small percentage of any appreciation. The bill is sponsored by a prominent Latino rights group with close ties to Vice President Harris.
What the rest of the America needs to be worried about is the Kamala Harris-Walz administration taking these crazy California ideas and nationalizing them and taking them to the rest of the country. The country can't afford to buy illegal immigrants' homes.
Well, this bill does have a lot of Democratic support. The question is, does Governor Newsom sign it? If it passes, smart money in Sacramento tells me he does.
Yeah, well, the Democratic Party for a very long time, not just this election cycle, has been doing a lot of active outreach around South Asians, around the API in general, and will continue to do it. I mean, what we know in particular when you're talking about the South Asian community, we're talking about the Indian community more specifically, it is a growing community in the United States in terms of its voting bloc, in terms of its participation, and I think the party knows that and knows that this is part of our collective community, and there needs to be outreach and inclusion.
And certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
You could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
You don't know what you did. Speak to me. Your body language speaks to me. I don't know what you did. Speak to me. Your body language speaks to me.
Paying attention to the United States, but Vice President Kamala Harris, the U.S. border czar, is on the job, Laura. She just announced $1.9 billion in private investments in Latin America.
It is about doing what we know is possible to maximize the capacity of the people in that region, doing it in a way that really understands the power of ecosystems, of considering the issues holistically. We together have generated more than $3.2 billion of investment in the region.
And a black backbone Democrat fool ain't seen reparations yet.
And you applaud because we all know that it's a substantial sum.
Only what she calls that donation of investment, it does nothing to stem the caravan headed this way, Laura, nor does it address the biggest national security threat we face. Talk about
a migrant takeover.
This has been a busy morning already. We are going live to pictures from Washington, D.C., and the latest report is that there have been immigrants by bus dropped off at Vice President Kamala Harris's residence. This is just outside her home. You can see from these pictures dozens, I would say more than 100. I don't know if there are multiple hundreds of people outside on the lawn there, but not a small number of people outside, not the White House, but Vice President Harris's home address. You are looking live in Washington, D.C. This is the latest breaking news, potentially another contention between Governor Greg Abbott of Texas and the northeastern cities that he has deemed a home for those who have crossed illegally into the country, getting the attention of the federal government. That's what he says his intentions are, to make sure that they know exactly what border towns along our border with Mexico are actually dealing with. The inundation of people, a lack of resources. Washington, D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser has now asked for the federal government to step in. They have not taken any action yet, but Mitch, this is certainly the sight to see, all of these people just standing around on the front yard of the Vice President of the United States.
In Washington.
Say that one more time.
Age is more than a chronological fact. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. That is why we put them in dormitories, and they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions.
Voting Democrat.
Yeah, we ended up losing. And after I lost, got convicted, whether the sentence came in, you know, obviously the courtroom is full. I know who this lady Kamala Harris is, right? People in the projects knew who she was because she was a black district attorney. And we thought that we had a black district attorney in office, right? And who we perceived to be black, right? That will have that's from Oakland. And that's all we kind of knew. And we would think that, you know, that she would, you know, be a little bit more favorable to us. Now, during my trial, I didn't even think of this lady, just in general. I just knew that she was the head DA. They never came and tried to talk to me or anything of the sort, right? It was strictly, you did this, we charging you, you're going down. So at my preliminary, on verdict day, I remember seeing her in the back when I walked in, and when they laid down announced that I was, convicted for first degree murder, which I already knew I was convicted because the jury asked a question to the bailiff, because they give like these questions to be clear to the judge or whatever it may be, and we get to know what the question is. They bring us down to what the question is. And the question was, what's the difference between first degree murder and second degree murder? So I already knew that they just decided if it's gonna be first degree or second degree. So I already came in there with the energy of like, you know, I'm convicted. Now, they already knew too. So that's why the courtroom was super packed. And you see Kamala Harris like literally like front row, opposite side on the defensive side. And, you know, when they came with the verdict, guilty, you know, me, I wanted to make sure I seen every nigga that was in that month on that side, not supporting me, and everybody else that was on that side. Because I knew, for one, I didn't do it. I stood on principle, and, you know, and I was gonna fight to ultimately get back. And I'll never forget when I turned around and I looked and I seen Kamala Harris, you know, we locked eyes this one time, and she laughed. She literally just like kind of bust out laughing, almost as in if she was pointing at him like, ha 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 ha. That's how I felt. Though she didn't point, but that's how I felt when she was laughing at the verdict coming down. So, you know, I took it in. It's like, all right, pause. And it was like, all right, whatever. So now the next thing that I need to figure out is how can I get a retrial before I get sentenced, right? I don't know. I'm learning all of this stuff. I'm learning the law. What is it that, you know, it is? Nobody, out of everybody that was there, everybody knew I didn't do it, but niggas in their mind, they thought of it as in even if you came and testified to say that I didn't do it and not say that somebody else did it, that's still telling. When it's not.
Black men died at Pearl Harbor. Black men died in Guadalcanal, in the Solomon Islands, in the Philippines, at Iwo Jima. Black men died in North Africa fighting the Germans. Black men died at Anzio Beach, at Palermo, at Naples, to free Rome, to free Paris, to free Europe. Damn it! We died to build America. And America has rebuilt Germany and Japan, and the nigger is still suffering and dying in the streets of America.
So ever since I've showed my support to Donald Trump, the internet has called me a clown. I'm not educated. I'm not black. They wish Donald Trump would rape my daughters. They want me to go jump off a bridge. I mean, the amount of hateful things that people are leaving under my comments, it's so disgusting. You guys are so for love and peace and unity, but actually you guys are the most hateful people. You guys are a bunch of snowflakes.
Motherfucker, he lost. Nice thing mean it. No, he didn't. He lost. Stupid asshole. That's what you did. All that hate. 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 Look what it gives you, man.
All that hate.
See what that does for you?
It's unfortunate that it happened, but
Why did you miss
man, that is. Oh, and now you got the cops here. Oh man. Yeah, he spit on the guy.
I know, he stepped on it. You know, I was the one paying attention. You know what I mean?
Tell me you got all that. I did. You did? I did. Can you send it to him and then he crashed it?
You can't handle somebody just stating their opinion. You can support Kamala Harris on your page. That's fine. That's okay. I don't expect anybody or everybody to think like me. So it's wild to me.
This lady will hand this country over the same way she did that mic, with her scary ass.
Asking for your attention to a much bigger idea.
Thank you so much, sir, for your big idea. But we want to make sure that we are able to get through this.